Hey everybody, good evening and welcome back. And yep, you guessed it, we got some brisket in front of us. This was about 11.2 pounds. I already trimmed it, I already injected it, I already seasoned it, and I probably trimmed off about 3 pounds-ish, so I don't know. This is probably like an 8 or 9 pound brisket if I had to guess. But doing a new kind of injection and rubs tonight. Pretty excited to use this stuff. I've seen this stuff around, never used it. But what I went ahead and did for the injection is use this Butcher BBQ Prime Brisket Injection. And there's directions on the side pretty much saying mix 3 level scoops with 2 cups of water. Scoop provided, kind of nice. And that makes enough injection for 2 12-pound briskets. Well, this is an 8-pound brisket, so what I started doing and what I like to do with my beef if I'm going to spray it down is I took about half of the brisket injection and put it in a little spray bottle, and I'm going to use this for my spritzing liquid probably 3-4 hours into the cook. But after I got it all trimmed up and injected, I went ahead and hit it pretty dang heavy with this Butcher BBQ steak and brisket rub. And then I went on, again, pretty heavy with a coat of this Butcher BBQ Competition Blend Savory Pecan Rub. Or Savory, okay, it's called Savory Pecan Seasoning, but you can see the label. I used this combination right here on a couple, like, 1.5-pound chuck steaks the other night, and they were fantastic. Did them up hot and fast on the PK. Got some good cross-hatching, good sear on them, and they were fantastic. So, did all that. Brisket's ready to go. I marked it with a toothpick. You can see right here. I'm going to cut this way when it's time to cut. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and throw this thing in the fridge overnight. I'm not going to put a cover on it, just going to leave it as is. And I will pick back up tomorrow morning when we're on the grill. My channel basically has been pretty much the Masterbuilt Gravity Series 560 as of late. I got 14 grills. Out of those 14, I can cook briskets on 11, 12 if I'm really creative. I think I could do it on 12 out of 14 grills. I could do briskets. Make that 11 out of 14. Because the Smoky Joe, the 2 Smoky Joes and the Jumbo Joe, it'd be pretty difficult to cook a brisket on that. But I think I could cook a brisket on everything else. But we're going to do this on a 22-inch rubber kettle. We're going to use the Slow and Sear Insert Sweet Can Koozie here with the Nectar of the Gods in there. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down for tonight. See you guys and girls in the morning. All right, everybody, good morning and welcome back. And we're out at my $75 Facebook Marketplace find here. Obviously, I had some custom work done to this thing. And the Performer was missing some parts. It was missing this bottom shield. Check out the Crocs. And it was the bottom shelf, and then it was missing one of the brackets here. It doesn't have the charcoal hopper on it, the ones that kind of fold out, but that's fine by me. And then I had a company they're called R3 Carpentry, and they're in Lakefield, Minnesota, and he does some CNC work. He does woodworking, but he does CNC work, and I kind of ran this idea by him, and this is what he came up with. Turned out really nice. That's my first time doing a big cook on this. You can see we got my logo on there, got the distress flag. You guys know, and girls, that I like flags, but we'll just go ahead and take a peek at the setup. Still kind of sort of coming up to temp, but there it is. See if I can get you in a little closer. See, we got the brisket, we got the dripping griddle, we got the Slow and Sear. We are using the Slow and Sear with the B&B in it this morning, and we got a couple chunks of hickory buried, and then I got a couple chunks of oak on top. And yeah, we're gonna roll like this for quite a while. And target temp today for the cook is gonna be about that 250 to 275 range. I kind of want to sort of try to get this thing done in about 10 hours. And I think at the 250, 275 range, I should be able to accomplish that. So now besides that, I'm probably gonna leave this thing, gonna get the temperature dialed in. Leave this thing shut down probably for 2 to 3 hours, and I'll pick back up when I'm spritzing it. So we will see you then. And I think I mentioned it, but we are doing fat cap up. See you in a little bit. Alrighty, we are back. We are 3 hours in. Go ahead and give you a quick peek at the brisket. There she be. That bark isn't quite where I want it to be yet. I could probably still take my finger here, and I could probably, starting to firm up a little bit. Anyways, it's just a little soft yet, so I'm not going to spritz. I have been rolling, this thing's been holding steady pretty much at 260 to 270 the whole time. I had to make a couple adjustments right away, but that to me is kind of normal when you're using the Slow and Sear. And yeah, so like I said, I'm going to hold off on spraying it. I do got a temp probe I just threw in it. We're at about like 145, 146. So we probably got about another 25, 30 degrees before I typically wrap anyways. So I think I'm going to leave this thing shut down, and I'll probably check back in, or I'm going to come back out here in about an hour or so and start looking at it and start spraying it. But I will probably pick back up when it's time to wrap, or I'll give you a quick look at it before I wrap it. So we will see you then. Alrighty, we are 5 hours in. Internal temp on the brisket right now is right at about 175. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is pull this thing off and wrap it. Give you a close up there. So you got a little bit of juice. I do have some blocks of hickory underneath the brisket, but it must not be good enough. I should have maybe put a larger block, is what I should say then. And that would have avoided that, because obviously there's no bark form there. But she'll eat just fine. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is pull this thing off. I'll probably double or triple wrap it in some foil. And then I'm going to let it finish out here. I'm not going to put any more charcoal on. There's a chance of storms today. So I'm just I'm going to put it on here until the coal goes out. And then if I got to finish it in the oven, oh my goodness, I might finish it in the oven. But besides that, we'll be picking back up when we're slicing into it. So we will see you then. Alrighty, we are back and it is time to eat. Also, I do notice that I say already a lot. Sometimes I tell myself before the videos I'm going to say something else. And then I say something else and I laugh. Or my girlfriend laughs. And I just end up going back to already. She just gave me a death glare. You can't see that or hear it, but I can feel it. But, anyways, we're going to go over to cook times quick. This was a 7-hour total cook time. Like I said, yesterday when I trimmed this thing up, it started at like 11.2 pounds or whatever. And like I said, I probably trimmed at least 3 pounds off of this, so it wasn't that big of a brisket. 250 to 275 held nice. Did not have to add any charcoal. We did 5 hours on smoke and then 2 hours wrapped up, and slow and sear is real easy. That B&B oak, the B&B oak briquettes, they really work well for, one, for flavor, but two, for how well they burn. But yeah, let's go ahead and cut into this thing and see what we got. You can see I got my toothpick right there. So let's just start here and cut it. Slice it down the middle. Let's go ahead and just take a peek at this and see what we got. There is brisket, good old chunka. Here's the point and the flat together, looking pretty good, looking pretty juicy. I am not gonna squeeze it, but let's go ahead and take a piece of the flat and give it a try. I think this one looks good right here. But there is the flat, looking pretty good. Nice little smoke ring on it. See if I can maybe do this test that some people do sometimes and just balance it on there. I don't know, it bends. It's all right. Well, let's go ahead and give it a taste test once and see how we did. That is fantastic. I kind of sort of want to try, this right here real quick too. Let's see what we got. I will say that that is really good, really tasty. The combination of rubs is really good. I had a good feeling it was going to be just because how it turned out for the steak. But, again, that injection is awesome. The thing that used to really, get me was, doing, the flat, and the flat would dry out. But you can see that flat is not dry. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off here, and I'm going to eat. You guys and girls have a good night, and we will see you next time.